This is called solving equations containing radicals. So what we're going to do is we're going to square both sides. Now you might say, well, what are these? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to square both sides. Square root of x squared will just be square root of x times square root of x, which is square root of x squared, which is just x. Good? And actually it's the absolute value of x, but we don't have to worry about that. And 12 squared is 144. Perfect? So let's check. We always need to check for these problems just to make sure. Square root of 144, does that equal 12? Yes, it does. Now, where did I get the 144? I squared 12. This, you can always go from the square root of x squared right to x. Now let's do this one. Yeah, let's. It looks super complicated, but all we have to do is square both sides. Here we go. I just wanted to write it all out. So when I square the shenanigans, I'll get what's underneath the radical. Perfect. And squaring 9x squared will be 81x squared. 9 times 9 is 81. X times x is x squared. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to solve it like regular. So since there's an x squared, I'm going to try to bring everything over. So I'm going to subtract 81x squared from both sides. Ooh, these will add out, and I get 0 on the right-hand side. And what kind of equation does this end up being? It's a linear equation. So I just solve it like just a plain old linear equation it's great. I don't have to use the quadratic equation solving methods like completing the square or anything. I just go for it. I'm going to add 55 to both sides. So 5x is equal to 55. X is 11. Now I want to check it, you guys. I have to check it to make sure. So it's 81x squared plus 5x minus 55 is equal to 9x. So I'm going to put 11 in everywhere I see an x. 81 times 11 squared plus 5 times 11, take away 55, is equal to 9 times 11. So 9 times 11 is 99, and 11 squared is 121, plus 55 minus 55. So I'm going to get 99 is equal to, these will add out, right? And 81 times 121 is equal to 9801. And we will be lucky if the square root of 9801 is 99. Is it? Answer, yes it is. So 11 is okay. Yep, perfect. Let's take a look at this. Now in order to do this problem, we have to get all the numbers that don't have any radicals around them or over them over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 5. So now I'm in the zone here. 3 take away 5 is negative 2. Now I'm going to square both sides. Am I going to square both sides? Yes, I am. So here we go. So x plus 5 is equal to 4. Good. Subtract 5. X is equal to negative 1. So I have an answer, so I'm going to check it. So negative 1 plus 5 equals equals 3. Square root of 4 plus 5 is equal to 3. 2 plus 5 equals 3. No way. So that means that this is called an extraneous root, which you might have seen coming. You might have seen it coming down the road, because I have something positive plus something positive equaling 3. And 5 is already bigger than 3. So what do we say? There's no solution. And I'm going to interject that little word, real. Good? Next. Now this one is crazy. It's crazy. So what we're going to do is we are going to square both sides, but we have to be super careful. So let's write the problem out. And you make sure you write it out correctly. So I'm going to square both sides. Funk, foink. So this square, that just becomes x plus 81. Now this one is a challenge because I have to write out what it means, you guys. So when I multiply these, I get a regular x. Square root of x times square root of x is just a regular x. When I do the outside, I'll get negative 9 square root of x. Inside, negative 9 square root of x. Last is a positive 81. Looking excellent. We are golden. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I'm going to try to get my like terms over. Negative 9 and negative 9 is a negative 18. Perfect. And these will add out. Now I got a square. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 18 to get rid of it. Square both sides one more time. X is equal to 0. Now let's do a check of this. Here we go. So I'm going to rewrite the original equation, you guys. And I'll put in 0 for x. So this will be the square root of 81, which is 9. But over here I'm going to have 0 take away 9, which is negative 9. So that means we got an extraneous root, which means that during the process of squaring things, since you can't take the square root of a negative number, but when you square it, it sometimes makes things crazy and introduces negatives in there and false solutions. So it's an extraneous root. So we cannot have this, and it is no solution to this problem. Okay, now you can do the assignment associated with this lesson. Have fun.